Welcome to episode 284 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
It's another glorious Sunday.
You are, for the people who are audio only, which is everybody, you are truly shirtless today.
Yes.
You're living up to your persona.
Going back to basics.
It is a truly shirtless Sunday. It's early.
It's summer. There's no need for a shirt.
It is summer. It is hot.
No need.
Hot, hot, hot.
Just the way I like it. You know why? That way I don't have to wear a shirt.
Now, have you ever thought about also going pantless?
Sometimes. Not in public. In public, no. At home, sometimes I do go pantless.
You always look like you just got out of the shower wandering around.
No, I usually at least have on a pair of, briefs.
Now, what if they have the button in the front?
No. I wear the spandex style.
Oh, okay.
Bicycle short boxer briefs.
Yeah, that's usually what I wear too. You have to be careful though how big the gape is.
Oh,
if you're wearing like a boxer.
No, mine's pretty tight.
Yeah, if you're wearing a standard boxer, you have to be worried about the gape.
I don't wear standard boxers.
Yeah, I don't either. I did when I was younger, but I don't. I'm a believer in the boxer brief. Yeah,
boxer brief or bust. That's my motto.
Yeah, because what if I have to do something physical?
Right. Well, I have a big problem with boxer briefs. See, and I also buy these awesome long ones that come down below your thigh.
Yeah, I like the long ones too.
So they're like bicycle shorts more so, because they're like a spandex type dry wick material, but they stay tight. You don't have to worry about them constantly riding up. And that's the thing that really sucked about regular boxers is, man, you put those on, then you put a pair of pants on. You got to spend 10 minutes readjusting that shit, or you are fucked. You are chafed all over. And
your junk will just fall out if you've got like a pair that's a couple years old. That button up front's no good.
Fall out the front. It'll fall out the left side, the right side. It don't matter. It'll just fall out wherever. You sit down and sit on your nuts, and you hate your underwear for it. Yeah. Nobody needs that in their life.
Yeah, if you're still struggling with that, step into the boxer brief world.
Oh, it'll change your life, man.
Yeah, I think you'll be pretty happy here. I tell you, I really like Duluth makes a good boxer brief. Duluth Trading Company. I really, really like theirs, and MeUndies are pretty amazing too.
I wear just and one.
Yeah, MeUndies are expensive.
Yeah, see, I don't want my underwear to cost a lot of money either.
They're a little shorter than what I usually buy too, but the fabric, something special. I mean, it's soft.
I've got and one on right now, and then I also buy Hanes.
Yeah, I bought a pair of maybe Danskin. Is that a thing?
Of what?
Like they're called it's called Danskin or something. Maybe that's the brand.
Yeah. That's true.
I think they make a lot of ladies' workout clothes, like dance clothes and yoga stuff. Anyways, I bought a pair of boxers from them. They're only like $8. But they have the pouch is like vertical, like you just reach straight down and it goes straight into them. They're super amazing.
Like a kangaroo pouch.
Yeah.
To pull out your junk and take a leak.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't know.
It makes so much sense when you put it on. You're like, why aren't all of them like this? You're not trying to go to the side and ripping it off when you're trying to get it out.
I don't rip it off.
Well, it's big. It's hard to get out of the hole. This one, you just go straight down and in, though.
But it's easier to get out of the hole?
It's amazing. I'm telling you, all of them should be designed this way. Oh. Even if you don't struggle with the other ones, you're like, this is very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used them. I can't say one either or.
Yeah, they're pretty great. I only have one pair of them. I wouldn't mind adding a couple to the arsenal.
To the arsenal? You have an arsenal of underwear?
Yeah, underwear arsenal.
I don't even know if that makes sense.
It sounds like an iPhone app. Like
that's a game. Like a tap room. Only has underwear arsenal.
Yeah, I'd play that.
You got to just keep throwing underwear at models.
Yeah, when it hits them, they leave.
Yeah, you just got to keep throwing them.
Why does it have to be models? Can you throw it at anybody?
I think models is the way to go, because those are strategically people who would ever be out in public in just their underwear.
That's true. And if you're going to see someone in just underwear, male or female, you prefer to be a model.
Most people do, whether they are models or not. Yes, like Yeah.
Because most people aren't built that way.
Right. It's that fame culture that we have where like, ooh, look at his body. Look at her body. I want a body like that. I'm going to go have ice cream. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's how I've been trying to work on that body.
That dad bod?
Yeah, that dad bod. Working hard on it. If this is your first time here, welcome to the official Gamestitch Podcast. We get together each week. We talk about all the things we love in video games and around the world, and sometimes not video games. Sometimes it's dad bods that we're talking about.
Or underwear.
Mm-hmm. Or underwear arsenal. And we thank you for joining us. You can also head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch if you love this show so much that you feel like you want to support us. And we appreciate anything and everything you do over there. If you don't support us over there, that's cool too. We would love a rating on iTunes, or you could tell your acquaintances about us.
Mm-hmm. And friends. You can tell your friends too. So we're not that bad.
Your significant other.
Ooh,
or
yeah.
others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let them know. And we look forward to them. We look forward to penetrating those ears too.
We penetrate all ears. We do not discriminate.
Mm-mm. Not an ear we won't slide up in.
Nope.
You're welcome.
Throw some Barry White on and then the podcast.
You're welcome. So, the madness of E3, the weirdness of the last few podcasts
is over.
It's over. We're normal again.
We're back to basics.
Back on the game train.
I don't have a shirt on. We're back doing things normal. See? Back to basics. Back to what makes us great.
Yeah, I think so. Back to
life, back to reality.
That too. For some reason, when I said
you had a weird pause there, so I had to do something.
Yeah, because when I said back to, I immediately thought future, and I thought that doesn't have anything to do with any of this. And then next thing I knew, you were singing.
You're right. I was covering for you. I saw you freeze.
Yeah, that pause is called a pregnant pause, and people put those in there so that other people check to see if their podcast app is still playing.
I hate that.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened? I look at it, I'm like, you bastard. We got to get this thing moving, so I know. But we're back to normal-ish, as normal as we ever are.
It's a curve, but we're back to it.
Right. And I think things finally settled down for us to play a little bit this week, too.
It did.
Yeah. So I played...
I don't know. Just want to say I don't know why I said it 3 times.
It did. It did. I played some Rocket League, like always. If you were lucky enough to join my live stream, you saw me play Troll and I.
I still have not seen it, actually.
Yeah, if you weren't lucky enough to join the live stream, head over to youtube.com/Gamestitch and check out that beaut of a game. Spoiler alert, it was better than Life of Black Tiger.
Well, I don't know that that's a spoiler. I don't know that there's anything worse than Life of Black Tiger.
Check it out. Troll and I is like someone wanted to make a AAA game on a single A budget. That's what it feels like. And
I'll have to check it out. I haven't checked it out yet.
Instead of like instead of like making the idea smaller, they were just like, fuck it, we'll just do the best we can with each thing.
With what we got.
Like animation, graphics, gameplay, controls, music, sound. Like, we'll just do the best with each of them because we can't sacrifice this grand adventure that we're making.
Was it a grand adventure?
No. Well, I don't know. After an hour, I felt like I was good.
You'd had your fill?
So, I've had these strange urges to go back and play a little more of it. So, I don't think I'm done, but I think I was done then. Because what they've done is a lot of... walk over here with the guy, now walk over here with the troll, now walk over here with the guy, now walk all the way back with the troll, then walk all the way back with the guy, then walk all the way. So the game is artificially lengthened by the fact that you're moving them independently most of the time.
Gotcha.
There are some really cool things. You can like climb on the troll's back as the human.
Uh-huh.
That feels pretty gangster. Because you're like riding him. He also steps on things, like he'll step on the enemies and it just smashes them to goo.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
And there's something kind of rewarding about some dude taking swats at your legs, doing no damage, and you just stepping on them. Like, that feels kind of cool.
I'd love to live my life that way, but
yeah, it's not wonderful. If they came to us and said, "Can we have a quote for the box?" I would have said, "It's not wonderful."
But it's no Life of Black Tiger.
Right. It has some fun ideas. Maybe something like that if I was trying to go.
So you're probably in the same position I am with Life of Black Tiger then, is that game sucked, but I am oddly content and happy with the fact that I got to play it.
Yeah, you got to check out the video. It's drastically different than Black Tiger in that, I mean, it's hands down better in every category.
Right.
Like, there's a couple things about Black Tiger that I felt like were broken. Like, that game had some issues.
Yeah, it had some real issues, but it did have that sweet-ass 80s rock riff jam in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
Every time you complete a mission for no reason.
Which was completely out of place. But
this is like a cohesive thought that just wasn't executed super well. And it's okay.
Well, I've actually been thinking about this since you told me you played Troll and I, and we've discussed it a little bit with, Life of Black Tiger and such. I actually think it's become more important to me to make sure that I do play games that might not be as good, or in some cases are fucking terrible, because you need that for your scale of rating, personally. How do you know what good is unless you know what bad is, and vice versa?
Yeah, I agree with that. If you only play the Uncharteds and the Detroits and the Gears and the Call of Duties, you're only playing these polished fucking games,
and your scale is much smaller on what you can enjoy at that point.
I also urge everyone, and I think we both do and have for years now, to play indie games.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
so amazing.
No doubt.
They're so good, hands down. Like right now, if you said, "Hey, you can only play AAAs or you can only play indies forever," you have to pick one. I would play indies.
I would play indies. Indies offers you. Why is the dog going nuts?
Loves indies too. I get it.
The thing about indies is indies offers you so much a variation of experiences to what AAA does. I mean, let's face it. When it comes down to it, AAA experiences are pretty similar.
Well, because they're expensive, they're big, and in most cases, they have to be safe.
They have to be safe because they have to appeal to the masses.
So expensive to make.
But indies don't have to. Indies can take a weird, funky idea, and maybe it'll take off. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be a bad game. Maybe it won't. But it will, regardless, it will offer you a different experience. Life of Black Tiger is a shit game. But it does offer you a different experience within all that shittiness. It's not something you're going to be able to do in Uncharted, God of War. So it's important. I think it's important really to play the indies and the games that aren't good, because you need to develop your own, rank and file of what your appreciation is. And again, it can help you to appreciate the things that are great more because you've played the things that aren't good. Kind of like people who, grew up poor appreciate money more when they're older than people who grew up with a lot of money don't appreciate money as much. That's a general stereotype, I understand, but it tends to hold relatively true, I guess. So it's kind of that same thing. So yeah, go out and play all the indies.
Speaking of indies, I played on the Switch. I played Yoku's Island Express. Indie game, $20. I absolutely love it. I'll give you the quick rundown. It's a Metroid-style game, and here's where I'm going to blow your mind. It's a pinball platformer. You are a little beetle bug, little guy like that, little beetle thing. You've got this ball attached to your hip by a string.
Okay.
You are new to the island, and you are a postmaster. You are the new postmaster. It is your job to deliver packages and letters to people.
Oh, yeah, I see how you love this.
So the way that you navigate, though, is you roll this ball around. You're just rolling around with this ball. The puzzles, though, you roll them into area, need to do something. The puzzles become pinball. So when you roll the ball in there, you have flippers, and all of a sudden you're playing pinball. You're hitting the ball, and your little dude is just bouncing around because he's attached to it. but the idea is to forget he's there and just play the ball, and it turns into a legit, like, really good physics pinball.
Huh. Interesting.
And then once you do that and you knock yourself to the next part of the level, it jumps back to that platformer thing again. But it's a lot of back and forth. You go here, see the Mr. Smith do this. Go here, see Mr. Turtle. Go here, see, it's a lot of back and forth using those different elements. It's really cool. The art style's awesome. It's fun. I've not had any issues as far as the way it works. It seems super solid, and I'm a huge fan. $20, like I said. I think it's well worth it.
Is that all you played this week?
Troll and I, Rocket League, Yoku's. I feel like there was something else, but I can't place it. I'm really jonesing to play some VR. I just haven't had a chance to, so maybe that can happen today. But yeah, I think that's it. I've been playing a ton of PUBG on the phone too. I think I had 3 or 4 more chicken dinners this week. They added a new mode that lets you play a full match in 8 minutes. And that is spectacular for me, because that's usually about how much time I have.
Now, are you able to search out your friends on that?
Yep. You can search them out. It shows you when they're online. You can party up with them if you want.
I've never played it. I might have to. I'll get in because like everybody's playing it, aren't they?
Yeah. I know me and Gerald are hot and heavy on it. Howard plays it every now and then, but he's a Fortnite guy.
That's true.
Speaking of Fortnite, it's not a news story on here, but they made $100 million.
Oh yeah.
Just on iOS.
Mm-hmm.
Just on iOS. Just on in-app purchases. And that is in a 2 weeks span, I think.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 2 months. Either way, nuts. You add that in with the $230 million they're making on consoles and God knows what on PC. They're doing okay.
They're rolling in dough.
Controversial week for them, though.
A little bit. Yeah.
They talked about capping the amount of supply, the resources you can carry.
Yep.
A lot of people not happy.
People aren't happy about that.
They say, though, you shouldn't always win because you're a better builder. I don't disagree with that. I think, what if you made a mode, though, that had no building?
Then it's just PUBG.
Yeah, but it's less strategic, just in general. It's less tactical. I think it would still change things, but I just don't know that I agree with switching up the main mode. A lot of big people not happy. Ninja not happy, so who knows what they'll do with him not happy.
The thing is the building is the basis of what Fortnite is. So to me, it seems your game modes really do have to be built around that.
Yeah, they just want to limit the amount of supplies you can carry, because right now, if you have more supplies, you win. But I think that's part of the game.
So go get more supplies.
Right, I think that's part of it, yeah.
That is part of it.
That other person gathered more than you did.
Right.
Or maybe you killed more and got more through killing people, Yeah, I don't know that it's necessary, but I understand that staying stagnant is also not the way to go. You have to try other things and see what makes that game better, and I do applaud them for that. I just don't know that this is the right move. I don't know that it's the wrong move either, because I don't play enough to be able to comment.
Oh, I don't play it at all. I'm not on the Fortnite bandwagon. I think we all know that.
That's why it's not in the news, but I did want to throw that out there, that is a story making the rounds.
Cool story.
Did you play anything besides Rocket League this week?
I played a lot of Rocket League this week, actually. I played probably 50% of the time just with strangers, and the other 50% of the time with friends. But other than that, the only other thing I played was I stumbled upon a sweet-ass deal that I think is still going on, so if it's something you're interested in, I got Destiny 2 for Xbox One. It was on sale for $10 at GameStop. New. So I ran right out and bought that shit, because I've talked about it. I've played the first Destiny. I enjoyed it. I wasn't into it like some other people, but I've already gotten $10 worth of fun out of that game. And I haven't even finished the campaign. So incredibly worth it for me. And I did get quite into it. It's very Division style. But I did get quite into it for a little bit there. And then of course I fell out of it. But for $10, why not?
Yeah, and if you're listening and you're interested, pick it up on Xbox so you can play with Dan.
Yeah, because I could use some friends that play it, because right now I only have one. Of course, I haven't gotten to a point where I can do any endgame stuff yet, but yeah, pick it up and let's Destiny 2 some shit. It definitely has a much better story than the first one, which doesn't really say much because that bar was really low.
So it has a story.
Yeah, it's got a story and there's things happening, and
right.
It's got significant cutscenes as opposed to just some random cutaway just to say, hey, here's a cutscene, because that's what you expect in these games. But yeah, so far I'm really, really enjoying it. I can see how it's probably going to get to me once I get to endgame. I'm probably going to be into it quite a bit. So I do like endgame content in games like that. But it's just so hard finding friends to play with.
That's why I just stick to Rocket League.
So I guess I gotta make new friends, which I don't really want to do. I feel like I got enough.
Or we could just make life easier and somebody listening could just scoop it up on Xbox One.
That's what I'm talking about. On the Xbox.
That way you don't have to actually make new friends. Right.
Anyone else who's listening whose name I'm not 100% know, because you're not a Patreon, or don't tweet us or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Get at us. Yo.
Come
get at us hard.
Get at me.
Yeah. Come at me, bro.
Yo, get at me.
All right, let's jump in the news. There's a little bit of actual news.
New phone.
Even though we're very much in the post-E3 world. The NES Classic coming back to GameStop this week, the week you're listening.
It's going to release on the 29th.
29th. Short supply, though, according to GameStop, at least 10 units per store. Although some locations may have a larger stock. And don't worry if you can't actually show up. They are going to sell them online as well. So they're also selling them through their Think Geek online and retail stores.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be something that you should check out. I do want to get one just because it'll look good next to the SNES.
Yeah, well, right
that I never play.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I never played either. I mean, I have it hooked up and everything.
If you can't get one in the store, be careful. GameStop likes to do these shitty bundles where you have to buy it and a bunch of other things.
Yep.
In order to get it. So remember, Nintendo made right on the SNES. You can find them. You will probably be able to find these even if it's not the first week.
Yeah.
So
they're probably getting ready to be released fairly large amounts, I should say.
Yeah, hopefully. Now, GameStop is saying that they are expecting the same level of demand as the initial run of the NES.
Mm-hmm.
So get there early if you want one. That's all I can say.
I'll swing by after work, and if they have one, they have one. If they don't, they don't. I waited this long.
Right. It was meant to be or it wasn't.
Right. Leave it in the hands of fate.
Now, that's not the only thing for sale at GameStop.
No.
It turns out GameStop is also for sale.
Yep.
At GameStop. Power to the players. Maybe no more. On Tuesday, the retailer confirmed it is conducting exploratory discussions with third parties regarding a potential transaction, which is dripping with corporate speak.
That says
that we're in trouble.
Yep, we're not making any money, and we're trying to get out.
Yeah, we're in trouble. They also added it's no deal guarantee would happen. If you want some clarity on this is the exact same course that Toys R Us took.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing so hot, then we're having talks. The talks didn't work out.
Now we're not
fucking shutting
anymore.
down, right?
Well, the thing is with the future, where the future of gaming is going, GameStop's model is probably not going to work for that. There probably isn't a way to keep up with that and still make enough money to keep your brand alive, which is unfortunate, but on all accounts. But I mean, it is what it is. You know,
they've drawn some early interest from Sycamore Partners, which sounds so exciting to have Sycamore Partners to be part of this.
That's what you want, is people named after trees to be running your fun shit.
Yeah, so they're a private equity firm. And if you'll do a little research, you'll find a lot of these companies that come in and buy out a struggling giant, not to turn the ship around, but to throw all their debt also into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sinking ship, so they stuff it full of their bad debt that they were never going to be able to pay off, so they can all be part of the Toys R Us bankruptcy.
Yes.
Or the GameStop bankruptcy.
It's
a loophole in the system. It is what it is.
But
I'm not saying that's the tree partners are doing, but it's certainly a possibility, and this is certainly not good for GameStop.
No, it hasn't, and the problem is it does kind of suck. But let's see, a 25% drop in their stock in recent years? That's a lot.
It is a lot. GameStop acknowledged that people play and purchase games differently now.
I.e., that's code talk for streaming and digital distribution is killing us.
They said that video games are now played on a wide variety of mediums, browser, mobile, social gaming, access through hardware other than consoles and traditional handheld video games. Our business and results of our operations may be negatively impacted if we are unable to respond to this growth in popularity on these new forms of gaming. And guess what? You can't. And they've tried to diversify and Think Geek and these Simply Macs, and they own some sort of cell phone provider. I mean, they've tried to...
And it hasn't... It's not enough to carry the ship, to keep the ship afloat.
So much of their business is GameStop.
Right.
I'm of two minds here. They're going away either way.
GameStop? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. A lot of analysts are saying they could be gone within a year. Some are saying, they can stretch this business model another 5 to 10 years. But here's the thing. No matter how it shakes out, and we've spoke a lot of different directions about GameStop, it's sad for them to go away.
It is, because they do offer a great product and service for a lot of people. I mean, I still buy stuff there.
Yeah, I do too. And love it or hate it, their trade-in program is the best that exists.
Yeah.
It's not good still, but it is the best.
It is the best one that exists.
So if you're younger or pinching pennies to play games, being able to trade in is a huge deal. And Amazon and Best Buy trades are not the same.
No.
So it'll just be sad to see it come to an end. You and I spent a lot of years there.
Yeah. We did.
It'll just be sad when and if that day comes.
It was a place we were both actually employed by. Mm-hmm. So it does hold it's where we met, so it does hold a special place in our heart. I mean, if it wasn't for GameStop, we wouldn't be here right now doing the official Gamestitch Podcast.
Yeah, it wouldn't exist without GameStop. So next time you get ready to shit on GameStop, just know
the goodness that is Dan and Ryan.
Yeah. Not sponsored by, but made possible by GameStop.
That's right. Sometimes two shitty people can have a good kid.
Yep. It's true. So it'll be sad. I've said some pretty negative things about GameStop. They were all true. But it will be sad to see this happen, just like it's sad for Toys R Us to close.
For Toys R Us to go out, yeah.
They dropped to 80% off, and I thought, let me scoop up whatever games they have left. I'll just buy whatever it is. Even better if there's multiple copies. I'll just send them to people I know.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Well, they had nothing. There was nothing left.
Right.
They had 2 copies of Fantasia on Xbox One. And that place was fucking nuts. So when you walk in, the only area left open was right where you walk in and behind the registers, and that was it.
Uh-huh.
And they have pulled everything off the shelves, and they're just bringing them up in buggies.
Yep.
Put them on whatever shelf they can find. When a shelf empties out, they bring another buggy full and just jam stuff up there.
There is no rhyme or reason to it. It's really hard to find what you want.
Chaos up in that mug.
I was in one last week.
They got 5 days left, I think. 5 or 6 days left, and all Toys R Us closed.
Yeah.
So I picked up some Skylanders. They had the supercharged. There were 9 different ones that they had. I got all 9. They were 40 cents each.
Oh man, you can't beat that.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I don't know. It doesn't matter if I never touch these. I don't even have that game. But they were 40 cents. So I got all of those, one of each that they had of those. Apparently they just had thousands of Skylanders because there's like 12 bins of them.
Yeah, when the one I was in, that was, let's see, was it Monday? Tuesday? Tuesday I went to one. And, yeah, Skylanders for everywhere.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people saying that they're finding amiibos for between $3 and $4. That's a sweet deal if you find those.
They did
Mine
have some amiibos
any.
there.
Yeah, mine doesn't have any left. We're in this town, $1 off and people are going nuts.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? I remember living there.
Yeah, so it's crazy. We're down to just junk now. And Skylanders. 40 cents, you can't beat it.
For Skylanders, no.
So, loaded up that collection. Next story. This one's
for me.
All you.
You put this one on for me.
I did.
Life is Strange 2 Episode 1 has a release date revealed. It's returning for its second season on September 27th of this year. No details on new storylines, just that it's going to be divided into 5 episodes. But says you'll know more. Don't Nod says you'll know more by August. So, super cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for this game. Pre-orders of the game are going to go live next week, and they are timed alongside the release of Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. There was a little confusion last week, Ryan, between us. This is a free 1-episode game that's coming out on the 26th. Episodes. It's not multiple episodes. I did my research.
One and done.
One and done. It is not a sequel. It just kind of takes place in that same universe.
Yeah, I'd known all that part. I just didn't know. I thought it was a multi-episode situation.
No, it's just that. My understanding, I could have it wrong, but I don't believe I do, is it's just that one game is free on the 26th.
Shoot me a text that day.
Shoot you a text?
Yeah, I'll forget.
Okay. And
but I don't know how long it's free, and I want to get it.
Gotcha.
Before it's not free.
But this, the choices you make, and it will carry over into Life is Strange 2. So it is obviously, well, I say it's obviously set between Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2, just because it takes place in the same universe. I guess that doesn't make it so. So we just that those choices carry over. I don't know how.
This timeline has to be close to this season 2 then.
Yeah, I would think it's closer to season 2 than season 1. But
if it's going to carry over, yeah.
Like we said, no details have been spoken of, so we don't really know.
Don't Nod's working on a lot of stuff.
They are. It's also getting a comic book series. Publisher Titan is partnering with Square Enix to release a comic book line based on Life is Strange. It is set to debut on December 4th, and it is available for pre-order now.
Now, are you in on that too?
I got to look that up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Probably so, huh?
I love that universe so much. I love those games so much. I can't explain it, but I don't feel I have to because I like what I like. Anybody who don't like it can, stick it right there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's me.
You know where there's at.
Oh yeah, you sure do.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes you just love something and you don't need to explain it or justify it. You just do, and it is what it is.
I just love it, and I can't explain it. I just love those games.
Yeah. So check that out. Again, first episode, September 27th.
September 27th. And don't forget, Captain Spirit, Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit releases on the 25th in North America, the 26th everywhere else, I believe. Standalone, free episode. Check it out.
I don't. It says 26th here in the article, but it could just be listing the date for everywhere. I don't know. Check it out, though.
I think it's the 25th here. Well, I don't know. Was it 25th of Tuesday?
No idea.
Just
get it. Just get it. Just live on your console till you get it.
Just pay close attention. Y'all check the store every day anyway, so.
Yep. Speaking of which, there's a little flash sale going right now.
There is. It's not great, though.
Yeah, it's not great. Probably be gone by the time you hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda's Starfield might not come on current-gen consoles. This should not come as a shock to you.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. An obviouser.
But Todd Howard, creative director, right after E3 was asked about the possibility of Starfield skipping PS4 and Xbox One, and he indicated that Bethesda won't compromise on its vision for the game to work on those consoles after leaving them behind in favor of newer hardware is also not out of the question. So they're not going to compromise their vision to come out on PS4 and Xbox One.
Right, which I kind of think ties into what we said last week. If you didn't see actual gameplay, odds are it's probably coming on the next gen.
Right. He also said the definitive decision on platforms hasn't yet been made. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the answer to that yet, he said. I can absolutely say yes to leaving current generation console. He can say yes, basically, if they have to limit it. Basically, is all he's saying.
Yeah.
That quote got a little funny. He's just saying if they have to change anything about their vision, it ain't happening.
Yeah, if they have to change anything in the game and what they want it to be, then in order to put it on Xbox Ones and PS4, then it won't be there.
So for everybody losing their mind about Elder Scrolls, it will 100%, 1,000,000% be on next gen.
Yeah.
Because it's the game after this game. So it probably is nothing more than that title screen and flyover that they showed.
At this point.
Mm-hmm. Also, big in the shocker category, The Last of Us 2 has multiplayer.
Ooh.
Who saw that coming?
It's got to. Their multiplayer was phenomenal.
Yeah, so Factions, that was the multiplayer of the first game. It was a surprise hit, a sleeper hit, I would call it, because most people bought that game for the single player. There had been no indication that it would have it or wouldn't have it for Last of Us 2. However, the co-director...
Anthony Newman.
Co-director Anthony Newman said in an interview, multiplayer is coming back. We're not going to talk details yet about what form it takes. That was Kurt Marganow, fellow co-director.
Marganow
not going to work here anymore.
I don't know.
Anthony Newman said Factions is coming back. So after the one guy's like, I can't tell you how it's coming back, but it's coming back. The other guy's like, oh, it's Factions.
Right.
This is how it's coming back. My bad.
Which is good. Factions was fun. That multiplayer was some of the best multiplayer we played in a long time. That was
a nerve-wracking mode, though.
It was fun.
Like my people are dying. Like, we got to do better.
We had a lot of fun with that.
Oh, yeah. We played the shit out of that game. And remember, it was so early on in PS4, too.
Yeah, it was. Did you? So are you going to get Last of Us 2? Because you probably won't play the campaign. Will you get it just for Factions?
Probably. I feel like I can't not buy that game. I really want to play this story. I really just don't care. I still need to go back and try the other one on baby mode and see if it helps.
Because I bought Last of Us 2. Or I bought Last of Us on the PS4. On the remaster. So that we could play Factions, remember?
Yeah.
I'd already played it and beat it on the PS3.
Yeah, see, I did that thing where I was like, well, I didn't beat it on PS3, so I'll get it on PS4 and beat it, and then didn't beat it there.
Right.
But I'll probably end up getting the 2. That multiplayer was a ton of fun, and I really do want to... That gameplay looked incredible. I'm just not into the sneaking at all.
In the gameplay? But you got into it in the multiplayer. You loved the hiding and the sneaking and the stealth in the multiplayer. You sneak up on somebody and bash them in with a bat, remember?
Yeah, like all my kills were melee kills.
That was your go-to move.
Nails, duct tape, and a bat. Done.
Yep. Your go-to move.
I don't know. We'll see. Nintendo and Xbox got together to poke a little fun at Sony this week, and it's got the internet in an uproar.
Poke a little fun?
Yeah, I thought so.
That kind of like...
For them.
Yeah.
Nothing fun about it for Sony. They've had all the controversy about the fact you can't link your Fortnite account if it was on PS4 first.
You can't play together. No cross-play.
Yeah, that's already been in the news. And then Nintendo puts a video out of Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And they tweet at Xbox. Now that we can play together, want to build something?
Hey, you want to build something?
Yeah. Which is a direct jab to the face of Sony.
Oh, yeah. Sony.
And no one I love more to do it than Nintendo.
Yeah.
In like a super passive aggressive kind of way. They never mentioned Sony.
No, but that's Nintendo. But you know who they're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, Xbox. Since we can play together, you want to build something? It's beautiful. It's elegant. It's simple. It's funny.
It's definitely.
If you're at Sony, you probably grind your teeth when you read it. Here's the thing. It's time.
Yeah, Sony needs to get off this horse now.
It's just time to make it work. Now, obviously, we've all assumed that for Sony, it's a money thing because there's not as much to gain for Sony.
Well, because they're already winning, there's no reason for them to do it. The issue, really, at the heart of things now is everybody is doing it for the gamers. So the perception now is that Sony is just shitting on their consumers. And that's probably not the case. It's probably about the money. Well, as a matter of fact, go ahead, Ryan.
So John Smedley, he used to work at Daybreak Games, Daybreak Games, which was Sony Online Entertainment, which was formerly of Sony Online Entertainment. And he basically just came out and said what everybody else was thinking. When I was at Sony, the stated reason internally for this was money. He tweeted this out saying that they didn't like someone buying something on an Xbox and it being used on a PlayStation. Simple as that. Dumb reason, but there it is. So they don't want you to buy a skin on Xbox and have it work on PS4 because they didn't get any money.
Right.
I mean, it is very simple reason for not doing it.
But it needs to be stated by Sony. Needs to. It's past the point where that's okay, though. I mean,
it is. And Smedley also encouraged fans to continue pressuring Sony. I think he's right. The only way to get your point across is to keep on. Of course, Sony said, we're always open to hearing what the PlayStation community is interested in to enhance their game experience. When talking about Fortnite, and then he went on to say, Fortnite is already a huge hit with PS4 fans, offering a true free-to-play experience so gamers can jump in and play online.
Which says absolutely nothing to you.
It's a big middle finger to you. Yeah, big middle finger.
Basically, I think my take on this is you're probably not going to see cross-platform play from Sony until next generation.
Could be.
They're going to act like it's a super big deal. Look what we did for the PlayStation 5.
So a lot of people thought that the announcement might come at E3. If the announcement comes, it's a PSX-style announcement because it's for PlayStation fans.
Right.
And they also don't want to grab too many headlines by just now doing what everyone else has already done. Because it's kind of like, hey, we're behind the times. Because then it becomes
no big deal.
Yeah, so I think PSX makes sense. I don't think it'll be this year. I think you're right. I don't think it... The olive branch here is DLC, accounts can be linked, all that. That's the olive branch here.
Mm-hmm.
But you can play together probably isn't coming this generation. But I do think they could say, hey, we can make it so your accounts work other places.
They probably need to do that. I don't know that they will, but...
It's crazy. You mean Rocket League had the same push. Rocket League's like, hey, it works. We just need the green light. Like we've done all the work. We've tested it. It's good to go. And Sony's like, cool, fuck off.
Yep.
And then everybody else opens it up.
And this isn't on the news, but we can sit here and take pot shots at Sony for this all day and what pieces of shit they are. They sold the most consoles again last month.
So it is not in their best interest to do it financially. For everyone who's shitting
not
on
right
them,
now,
it's not in their best interest to do it.
It's really not. It's in the best interest for the consumers. Yes, I totally agree with that. But from a business aspect, it doesn't make sense right now. They are still winning even with this bad publicity.
The cool thing that they're doing is they're doing like everything else to try to calm people down.
Right.
They just announced that PlayStation Now is about to get downloads.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, you wanna play with Xbox One? What if we just let you download these games that you had to stream? And people are like, yeah, I like that. And if they show up at PSX and say, guess what, you can change your name now, everybody's gonna be like, oh fuck, playing together.
Yep.
Like they can probably run distraction tactics for the rest of this generation and still be okay. The problem is, and Sony probably never saw this coming, but Nintendo is playing ball.
Right, yeah. Nobody saw it coming.
And they're like aggressively doing so.
Now, yeah, Nintendo, in this sort of realm, Nintendo has traditionally been the villain. They're the guys that won't play with anybody else. They're the ones that keep their ball.
Right.
But this time around, Nintendo came out. Here's our new console. You can take it with you. You can put it in the slips. By the way, what's up, Microsoft? What's up, PC? Let's be buds. And Sony's like, what just happened?
It's such a departure from what we know Nintendo as.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost beautiful to see.
It is beautiful to see. It kind of sucks that Sony's
the
bad guy in this. But, hey, sometimes the people you like are the bad guys.
If you would have set me down 7 years ago and said, hey, who are the two that are going to link up, I wouldn't have been like Nintendo and anyone.
No.
So good for them for adapting, and good for them for having a way less powerful system and it not making one fucking difference. No one gives two shits that the Switch isn't as powerful.
And they're bringing a lot more humor to their console than they have in the past.
They have adapted.
And they're doing well.
That's it for the news. There's obviously some stories we skipped. It's been a busy week. We picked what we like. If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch, and we'll get some info out there on what we think. Tweet. Now it's time for Gone But Not Forgotten, our favorite, oldest, newest segment that we haven't done in 3 weeks.
Your turn. 2 weeks. Oh, no, we didn't do it for the prediction show either, did we?
No, 3 weeks. And I'm not going too far back.
No.
Mm-mm. But I feel like a lot of people miss this one, and I don't know that it's a great game, but I think you should experience it. I'm only going back last generation, but it is Nintendo Land for the Wii U. It was a pack-in for a while with the deluxe system. It's how I got mine. They did sell it separately. It was basically a bunch of little mini games that really took advantage of the Miiverse and all the drawing and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But some of those games were really freaking fun, and I kind of hope they bring it to Switch in like a Nintendo Land remix where they bring the old with some new.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. I played a lot of it, and a lot of people shit on it, but I think it was all right. It was kind of like single-player Mario Party games. But it was all based on like, hey, get better scores and get medals to unlock more stuff. Right. So it rewarded repetition.
Never played it. Didn't have the Wii U. My question is, I'm curious about this. Do you ever just be sitting there and you think about, maybe I think I'll pull out the Wii U and try playing it. Do you ever consider going back to that system and playing it?
Yeah, too often I think that.
Okay.
Like yesterday I was like, I should hook my Wii U back up.
I'm just curious, and the reason I'm curious is because I would like to have a Switch. I'm not, super, I gotta have one. But I got like a gazillion things I get this summer, basically.
Yeah.
Most of them not fun. But Wii U, you can find a Wii U super cheap. So I was like, I wonder if that would, hold me over until I was in position to get a Switch.
So the Wii U feels like a baby step to getting to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But it had some fucking good experiences on there, and it worked fine.
Right.
Worked really well.
And I mean, it's still relatively a new, even though the Switch is out.
Somebody just told me the other day that you could pick up a used Wii U for $50.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
it's
worth $50. But yeah, like just yesterday, I was like, I should get out my Wii U. Like, the Switch is different. The Switch is a fucking little tablet powerhouse that you can take with you and play on the TV. The Switch was a console.
The Switch.
Or the Wii U was a console.
Yeah.
You're tethered to your TV. You can't get very far away. It very much felt like it had to happen before the Switch happened, but it's something kind of different. And there are a few experiences. Captain Toad's finally coming over.
Mm-hmm.
It was a toss-up between Nintendo Land and Captain Toad for my Gone But Not Forgotten, because you should play Captain Toad if you didn't, because it's coming out on Switch now. But there's a lot of really cool experiences, and you could probably pick up Wii U games pretty cheap now too.
Right. Well, because they had a Mario game come out for it, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
they obviously have Mario Kart for it.
They had all the new Super Mario Brothers,
all the new
new Luigi Brother. They had 3D Land come out on it.
There was a Zelda on it, right? When Twilight Princess come out on it?
No, Breath of the Wild is on Wii U.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The new one, you can pick it up and play it there.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And Twilight Princess.
Maybe through a download. I can't remember.
Or was that?
Twilight Princess came out on the Wii. I don't know.
Oh, that was GameCube and Wii, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's my confusion. So yeah, I mean,
it's got a pretty good Pikmin over there.
I mean, when I went to pick up Destiny, I was looking and it was like, something like $50, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, I don't know if it was GameStop, but someone just told me a couple weeks ago that they saw a Wii U for $50. I'm like, it's a good thing I didn't see a Wii U for $50 because I'm just dumb enough I would have bought another one.
So yeah, I was just curious if you thought of that if you thought that way, because I thought about picking one up. I'm still thinking about picking one up.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea, especially if the games are cheap. If the games are expensive, I might hold off. But if the games are cheap, I think it's okay. But if you're going to spend $50 on it, and then you need a controller, extra, Pro controller or whatever it is you want, then you need to get games, and then if you're going to end up at $150, you're better off to wait for a Switch.
Right.
But if you can be out of that thing for $70-$80 and have 3 or 4 good times, I think it's all right. Moving on. Again, that's Nintendo Land. Check that out. If you have a Gone But Not Forgotten for us, hit us up at game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF. We'll read it on the show. Good enough. It's now time for shout-outs. If you want to shout out, head over to patreon.com/GameStitch and support us at the $10 tier over there.
Do it.
You have the shout-outs?
Then I do not. I have one for Garrett. I don't have one for Thomas. I don't think Thomas shouted anything out.
So you shout out Garrett's and I'll make up something for Thomas.
All right. Garrett's is actually kind of a question concerning last week's podcast.
Okay.
And what Garrett's, I actually have to find it because I wasn't ready for this to be this soon. So I have to find it.
I want to publicly address this anyway. So
I thought you might.
I think it's fine.
I thought you might want to. So I need to be sure that I get it correct. So I've got to find it properly. Boom. I think it's right here. Ooh, I think I did it. Here it is. Garrett says, and he said this 5 days ago after our E3 coverage, he says, at GameStitch, Ryan seemed very sour on your latest episode, especially during the Xbox portion. Very unfortunate. Hashtag love the pod. So that was Garrett's. We're going to say that question, that statement is Garrett's shout out. Now, it was addressed, but I want you to address it personally right now at this point.
Yeah, so, and I got this from a few other directions. I was not sour. I was not in a bad mood. I have allergies all summer long, so that's a thing. I think I was unimpressed.
I think you were disappointed.
I don't even know if it was disappointment. It's just, here's the crazy thing, and for it to be especially during Microsoft, I actually think Microsoft did a really good job. I think the acquisitions of most of those studios is a big deal, especially Ninja Theory.
It's huge.
But I think E3 as a whole could have just been wrapped up in 5 or 6 news stories.
Incredibly underwhelming.
Yes.
Part of that is where they're at. And part of it is where they're at in this generation.
We're at the end of the life cycle. There was a massive leak by Walmart.
The leak it was another huge. I mean, that knocked so much off the table.
But let's be honest. The surprise of Rage 2 wouldn't have got me going either.
Right.
So I don't know. It was fine. It was busy for me trying to work and watch, and it's like you give that time. Oh, here's 2 hours, and then I didn't give a damn about anything in there. So I wasn't sour. I wasn't mad. I was just not impressed.
You weren't you weren't mad or angry or nothing bad going on in your life.
No, I would have rather done a regular podcast, though, than cover the E3.
And I think your allergies were also an issue.
Yeah, they are.
They're always an issue, though.
Yeah, they kick my ass during summer. And sometimes, fun fact, I don't wake up as early as I should for the show.
It's true.
So if my voice hasn't had time to heat up,
that's true.
I can come off very down, too, because I am very congested every morning.
So, yeah, that was my assumption, because you didn't catch the tweet right away. I did.
Shocker there that I didn't catch a tweet right away.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
So that was my assumption. So I had replied, I think it was hard for Podcast Ryan to be excited about this year's E3.
I actually jumped on, too.
There were very few games in his wheelhouse, so to speak. So even of the stuff that was shown, a lot of it's really not what you're into. You don't care about Rage 2. Fallout 76 is cool, but you're not into it. So, yeah, it's...
I mean, the one thing I was like, I have to have out of this E3 is a date for Dreams, and I still didn't do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's just fucking put something out that I care about. I love indies. I didn't think there was enough of those anywhere. The ones I spent more time talking about Sea of Solitude and Unravel 2 than I did any game we talked about last week.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, those are the things I care about. Also, I forgot earlier, I did play Unravel 2.
Oh, is that the one that you couldn't think of?
Yeah, that's the one. It's pretty okay.
Did you play it single player? Or?
I did play it single player. It is probably designed to be played with a buddy. I don't know that I have anyone that would want to play that with me on share play because I don't know that anybody cares. That game would be better with someone, but it's still fun.
I thought it was only couch co-op.
It is, but you could share play. You can trick the PlayStation.
Ah.
But it's a lot of precision platforming.
I'll be into that. I'll do that.
We gotta crank through it though, like 1-2 sessions. Because I want to play that game.
So we got to find some point to have a sit down. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it would be better with someone.
We still need to play Way Out too.
Yeah, still got that too.
God, we're fucking up, man.
Yeah, we are hard.
Play fucking
hard.
We'll play Rocket League 37 times a fucking week. We can't pull out a Way Out once.
So good. Rocket League's so good.
Rocket League
Plus, they got an event going right now.
They do have an event going. That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So I'll do a shout out for Thomas, and it's going to be simple. Yay, new internet. Yes. He gets new internet on Tuesday. We're pumped for him.
Excited.
He lives in the sticks, the boonies, way out yonder. However you want to call it. He's not close to anything good.
Yep. Out past he lives more yonder than the Chattahoochee.
Yeah. So he has found what he thinks is the best option, and if the speeds hold up to what they told him, I think he's going to be good for gaming. So Godspeed. But we're excited that the new internet might be happening. Very excited because I will say the 4G's been holding up as we've been playing stuff.
It has, yeah. It really has.
That'll do it for shout-outs. Remember, patreon.com/GameStitch if you want your very own shout-out. Be sure to follow us on the social medias. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and he is actually shirtless right now. We are at Game_Stitch. YouTube.com/GameStitch. Get over there and watch that Troll and I.
Do that.
Make sure you got some loose-fitting boxers on, though, because you're going to be rock hard by the time that thing finishes.
And also, pay attention to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post it on both my page and the GameStitch page. But later on, I am going right from here, after I put a shirt on, I am going right from here to guest on another podcast.
Yeah.
So the FC3 Monkey Business Podcast. They're going to be doing their E3 recap. So they asked me on as their guest expert. I told them that I would come on as their guest because expert is, I don't know if that's quite right.
You should be an expert because you're recapping a recap at this point.
I am recapping a recap. You're right.
You should be on point.
I probably am the guest. But they cover all kinds of geek, nerd
pop culture
stuff, all kinds of pop culture stuff. And gaming is just one aspect. Anyone who listens to GameStitch knows that we're games.
It's pretty much our only aspect.
We talk about underwear too, so it's cool.
Yeah.
So, but just keep an eye out for everything so I can let you know when that releases so that you can get that. I'm also going to talk to them about the audio from the show, from the con, but I haven't seen it up on their side of things yet, so I don't know if there was a problem with it, because we kind of had to scramble to get some stuff together. I think I talked about it. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that yet, but I'm going to try to get some info and maybe get that released for us as well once they get it up. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, keep an eye on things, and I'll let you know when that goes down.
Keep your eye on the App Store and Android Store for Underwear Arsenal.
Underwear Arsenal.
Our match 3 tile game where you're matching different pairs of underwear together, complete rows. So that's coming soon.
What if you did socks, boxers, and an undershirt?
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm with you. I've expanded even further. What if you have a blurred out human standing there and you have to dress them in order to complete the level?
So you don't know if they're male or female?
No, you know what they are, but they're blurred out.
So you don't see their naughty bits?
Yeah, you don't see their googly bits. But what you're doing here is you have a little meter for each thing. So, or maybe it's each level, but you got to match enough socks to get socks on them. Then you got to match enough, whatever, boxers to put boxers on the guy. Then you got to match enough undershirts. And then the goal is to fully dress the person.
And then you move on to the next level. How does it get harder, though? I don't understand how that...
You have to be more strategic in the way that you match, because you might be matching undershirts, but you already have that. But you got to get them out of the way to get socks.
Okay. And you've got a limited amount of moves to do all this.
Yeah, puzzle game. Match 3 puzzle game.
All right, I'm in.
Underwear Arsenal, or it could be called Undress Your Best, because I like that too.
I like Underwear Arsenal.
Yeah, but you're not just doing underwear.
Well, I like Underwear Arsenal, so we're going to have to just stick with something that...
All right, match 3, and you're just matching different kind of drawers. You've got boxers, you got tighty whities, you got thongs.
Now, there has to be some sort of end game to it. You can't just...
Oh, I think you know what the end game is.
To get their underwear on?
Or off.
That's weird, because they're pixelated characters.
I mean, they can't be full on. I mean, we're not making an AO only.
So you're...
adult only.
AO. AO only.
Maybe this will be episode 284, adult only.
AO, nope, it's got to be AO only.
AOO, yeah, but
and then in parentheses AOO.
That's too much. What if I just put adults only?
No, it's not, because it's just an AO only.
And then you ain't put parentheses and semicolons and...
No, just parentheses right after AOO. It's super easy.
It's not happening.
It's less than some of the shit you put.
It's called Fortnite Takes Away Building, ? Ninja Quits Fortnite, ? Fortnite 3. ? Seriously, though, Fortnite. Check it out. Check out the Fortnite Only podcast.
Is there one? I'm sure there is one. I've never listened to it.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there's more than one, to be honest with you.
We do one every night. It's called Fort Good Night, and we tuck you in and talk about all the things that happen in Fortnite each day. And
that's good. That's yeah.
You like that?
It's no Underwear Arsenal, but it's.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here every week. We appreciate you and all that you do in listening to us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So again, thank you so much. And that's going to do it for us.
We're out.
Good night.
Good night.